Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 of the Mezco Ranking and Informational video guide. So as you're seeing in front of you already, there is a Marvel Legend and a Mezco figure because we're going to go ahead and jump right on into number 9 on the list. And number 9 is the Human Torch. Technically, we are talking about the Mezco figure, but the reason I have the Marvel Legend in front of you on the Mezco figure's flight stand is because this is kind of part of that informational buyer's guide portion of the video, where I talk about how Mezco is great and the box set is definitely worth its value, but sometimes plastic can be better than fabric. As you can see, the Human Torch on the left, the Mezco figure, is still wearing a blue and black suit because you're able to interchange his neck, head, and accessories to make him, you know, Johnny Storm, whereas the Marvel Legend, you get full body, comic book accurate Human Torch, translucent red plastic and stuff. So, I can't really fault Mezco on this at all, because they are still the fabric soft goods figure people, and I know the Thing is a mostly sculpted figure with fabric over it, but that's just because that is his whole character. He doesn't look any different from the Thing. That's why Invisible Woman only comes with effect parts. Reed Richards is a different story. So with this, I'm saying you can definitely get Mezco figures, but sometimes a Marvel Legend or two doesn't hurt, and they do actually mix well with each other. As you can see, these two do not look that far off from each other. And honestly, the light up base of the Human Torch with all the flame accessories on the Marvel Legend just makes it look so freaking cool. Yes, would I prefer to have the Marvel Select Human Torch? Absolutely. But I can't find him anywhere. I passed him up too many times and then he's gone for good. But anyways, yes, the Mezco Human Torch is number 9 on the list because the ones above it are definitely a little bit more fun to mess around with. He is very finicky because you have to get him onto that flight base in a very particular way. His flame accessories do not latch on very tightly to the fabric, especially his back flame piece. That does not hold on almost at all. And some of his effect pieces that are interchangeable hands, they're not exactly what I would consider the most sturdy things in the world. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in all the way so we can get a slightly better look at the Human Torch, not Marvel Legend. And what you'll notice, he has a clear piece on his wrist with a flame attached to the end of it, so it looks like he's throwing a flame. And his head lights up too. It is a good figure. It has a ton of flame accessories. It is definitely a good Human Torch, but the Marvel Legend complements it beautifully, so you can have both best of both worlds. And you can find that Marvel Legend Human Torch on Big Bad Toy Store at a discounted price because he's part of the Fantastic Four Vintage Collection. So, anyways, that's why he's at number 9. So, let's move on. Next up at number 8 is Captain Marvel. This has definitely shocked a lot of you. Captain Marvel is a lot higher on this list because her accessories are really fun to mess with. She does have a little pleather jacket to put on her with a perfect print on the back of it. Her head sculpt is arguably the most impressive head sculpt I've seen on most Mezco figures. I'm actually going to, I haven't done this the entire video, but I am actually going to bring her in for a slightly closer look if I can. And, well, if I can get, there you go. As you can see, that's an incredible head sculpt. That is incredible. The whole thing is an incredible figure. Definitely not accurate to the actress, but, accuracy. But anyways, I would say this is one of the better figures. It is definitely a sturdy make, definitely very fun to have. And honestly, the goose accessory going in hand with the Captain Marvel figure herself. It's just overall very fun, and I think this figure deserves a lot more love than it gets. I know Captain Marvel is not everybody's favorite character, and Brie Larson is 100% not everybody's favorite. But honestly, this is a really good figure. I would definitely go buy it. Big Bad Toy Store, $48 plus tax and shipping. That is not a lot of money to spend on a fully loaded Mezco 112 collective figure. And honestly, I would do it fast while you have a chance. Next up on the list at number 7 is going to be Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four box set. This is the end of this box set in our videos. Fun fact, Mezco doesn't like making separate releases for a small team. Fantastic Four has a 5-pack box set with Herbie. Power Rangers is about to get a 5-pack. Ninja Turtles have already gotten 2 4-packs. You know, they're making all these teams in multi-packs, and then they're dropping the price lower to like a better value. $375 for 5 figures from Mezco is a steal. $400 for 5 Mezco Power Rangers, steal. $400 for the 4 Ninja Turtles with a crap load of accessories, perfect steal. Honestly, the set has been amazing. As you can tell, Mr. Fantastic does come with body parts that are bendable. The way they've managed to do this is underneath his belt level, you can pop the ball joint off and replace it with an upper torso that is normal looking, then replace his legs with normal legs, and his neck is detachable to replace with a normal neck. So they are bendable limbs, still fabric over the body, rubberized neck, multiple hands, multiple heads. It is incredible. Honestly, the most fun Fantastic Four figure in the whole box set. I didn't even know that was going to be the case. And honestly, I am really impressed. The reason he's not higher on the list is because I actually did a rankings adjustment before I started this segment, because I had a change of heart on one of the figures on the list, and I will get into that when we get to it. Next up on the list, coming in at number 6, is one of the most desirable figure characters you'll ever see, and another fun fact about Mezco. They are known for making their own original character, Gomez. This is Gomez. He's a anthropomorphic roach, and he is basically a man of many masks. There are Space Gomez, there's Worker Gomez, like Union Worker Gomez, Space Gomez, Holiday Gomez, Secret Agent Gomez. There's all sorts of Gomez characters, Samurai Gomez. They're amazing. And what's really cool about these is they all come with a crap load of hands. They do come with a hand of him flipping you off. This particular Holiday Gomez came with a greeting card, and he does have a little buddy named Grub. Unfortunately, Grub is currently inside of Galactus's head. I would go into detail on what the hell that means, but I will do that in a short video later, so stay tuned for that. But he is higher on the list because he is a significant amount of fun. Definitely enjoy posing him around. Very festive, very eye candy type figure. Does have an interchangeable head with light up eyes, and has a bunch of clothing accessory pieces for infinite fun. He even comes with alcohol. Again, like not real alcohol, he comes with accessories of alcohol, like a little martini and a bottle of whiskey, I think. And what's fun is, this is why these collectibles are for adults, because you don't want your kid having a character holding bottles of liquor and flipping you off. But he is super fun, super posable, and definitely something I would say, if you don't have a Gomez in your collection, I would get Gomez in your collection, and I would do it fast, because he is a very popular character, almost always a Mezco release exclusive. I've never seen him on another website or anything. He is always expensive on the aftermarket, but Holiday Gomez is one of the few that you can find at a slightly lower price, but you're still going to pay closer to $200 for him. I would definitely say, if you don't have one, get him fast, as I said before. And he is higher on the list for that. He is not as high on the list because the top 5 figures of Mezco for me are heavy hitters. You are going to be impressed when you get to see them. Next up on the list at number 5, finally the top 5, we have the classic Spider-Man. This figure is incredible. Super articulated, very good quality fabrics for him. He does have a bit of a hindrance with the red fabric. The red fabric is a screen printed material, so it can diminish in its quality over time. That is a little unfortunate. He has an obscene amount of accessories, and that is what holds him back on this list, is that he is unfun in the sense that he has too much. He has so many extra hands. I mean so many. I think I counted like 20 or 25 different hands on him. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But he also comes with a lot of heads. He has a halfway unmasked, halfway masked head, just like Spider-Sense. He has a fully unmasked head. He does have the classic glasses. He has a light-up head. I'll get into that in a second. And he has a squinted-eyed head. So the light-up head is basically for his spider sense and stuff. If you want his eyes to be glowing like it does sometimes, I guess, in the comics. I'm not sure I really remember his eyes glowing with spider sense, but, you know, whatever. He does come with a ton of web accessories, too. Basically, go to Big Bad Toy Store, look up this figure, and look at how much crap that is stuffed into that box. The box was thick compared to a lot of most Mezco figures, and his price point is a little higher than a lot of Mezco figures. But he is so worth it. If you can get him, and you get a really good copy where the paint on his head is really good. I know some people have gotten it where his paint is a bit messed up. Mine came out pretty perfect. You will be surprised to know that he has some of the most amazing things in the box, and honestly, 10 out of 10, I highly recommend this figure to anybody who can get him. He's not higher on the list though because of the overabundance of accessories. Coming in at number 4 on the list is the Mezco exclusive Onyx Batman. This is a exclusive variant of Batman that instead of coming in the gray suit with the black boots and stuff, he comes in all black, a shinier aesthetic, and a bright yellow and black logo. He is so perfect. This figure is amazing. You are going to probably point out the fact that his cape is definitely not the stock cape it came with. He came with a shiny cape, but it was definitely different. It came with that apparatus thing I talked about in the previous video. If you haven't seen part 1, by the way, you should go check out part 1. But anyways, he is wearing a custom wired cape that's made of pleather. And I have loved this cape for many years. It has given a lot of joy to this figure. If you can get a pleather posable cape, I would definitely recommend putting it on him. It elevates the figure to new heights, and it's just incredible. The batarangs he comes with are fun. He does have an overabundance of batarangs for some frickin' reason. But the extra hands he comes with, they're all perfectly usable. He does come with a bat drone, which I think is kind of fun. All of his interchangeable heads are really good. Some short ears, some long ears, an unmasked head. This shredded to pieces head with blood coming out of his mouth. Honestly, this figure's amazing. He has been one of my favorites for a long time, and he will never stop being one of my favorites. Also a gift from my wife. If you haven't seen the previous video, go check it out. But honestly, just perfect. And he's actually going to be the perfect example of my next fun fact for you. Mezco figures always come with the same certain things in every release. They come with a circular base with an interchangeable peg system. So basically, you'll get a little... Okay, I dropped it, and I don't know where it went. So anyways, you get a peg... Oh, no, wait, I found it. You get this little peg. And this little little peg thing here. It goes into the foot. And if you don't want to have the peg in the foot, you can pop it out, replace it with a flight stand that they always come with, and you can have them in flight poses. But what they also come with is a baggie that says the Mezco 112 Collective with a white space so that you can fill it in with what character accessories are in that bag. And they include this with every single figure so that you don't have to worry about losing your accessories. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that they come with a uniform packaging system for all the accessories so you don't lose anything, because it has made it significantly easier not to lose the accessories to any of my figures. So yeah, that's a pretty good thing, but let's move on to the top 3. And coming in at number 3, and also it's fun because it's spooky season, Morbius the Living Vampire. Morbius is definitely he's like one of those figures that's overlooked. Basically, he's not seen as often, he's not talked about very often. Definitely not something a lot of people have like sang its praises about. And honestly, I think people should be singing his praises because this figure is freaking incredible. I do not know why. I got bored one day, I went to that same comic shop and I bought him off the shelf. And my expectations were pretty minimal. They were like, okay, he's a vampire character, doesn't seem to look terrible, probably going to be fun to pose Spidey with, right? No, not just that. He is super posable. The paint on his skin is absolutely premium, like super premium. His head sculpts are freaking incredible. There is a wire in his cape to pose it. There is a screen printed texture up and down all over the suit that makes it look even more enjoyable. And he comes with a little case that has weapons in it and stuff. You can turn on an LED light in those weapons case and they're like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I can't even speak. He has the coolest shit in that box. It lights up, lights are spinning around, a little computer monitor's blipping. He has little flasks and beakers and crap. He has a flask and a test tube. And he has a bunch of stuff. It's just awesome. I don't know why people don't sing this damn thing's praises enough. He is super cool. And for the price you pay, which you can still pay online in some cases, he is absolutely phenomenal. I think more people should buy this figure because he is a hidden gem in Mezco's collection and 100% needs to be praised more than it is. He is not higher on the list though because the next 2 figures are the end-all be-all of Mezco Marvel collecting. Speaking of the Marvel end-all be-all collectibles, coming in at number 2 is the Doctor Doom figure. This should have been an exclusive deluxe release because, or at least described as that, because he is a deluxe, he is die-cast, and he has an insane amount of accessories, comic accurate accessories that are very specific to certain moments. He's perfect. Comes with an interchangeable belt with or without the pistol holster to stick into place so he has his gun with him. His cape is magnetized to him through those yellow plates on the front. And he has jetpacks for his back. He has a lot of extra hands. He has a floating book accessory, which you see right there, with printed in pages on every page. He has multiple magical effects, as you can see. He's very heavy. Posable wire cape with a wire hood. Interchangeable face plates. 2 different heads that are made of die cast as well, with a battle damaged or normal looking Doctor Doom. I won't say battle damaged, I think it's just an infected face, actually. Still has the flight stand, still has the circular base, still has everything. A perfect release. If you don't own him, I hate to inform you that he is sold out. After they announced RDJ as Doctor Doom, this figure went flying away from stock and is now about $150, well, he's about $200 on the aftermarket, which is not saying very much because his original retail was about $155, which brings me into my next fun fact. Mezco figures can range anywhere from $80 to $500. That sounds horrible. $80 standard price, $100 probably a really special figure, $150 to $160 really special, very deluxe, probably a lot of electronics. $400 to $500 you're more looking at box sets with multiple characters or exclusive box sets with multiple characters. And honestly, this figure's worth every cent I paid on Big Bad Toy Store. Luckily, I did get a copy of him right before he sold out. And yes, I ordered him because RDJ was announced as Doctor Doom. Duh. And honestly, if you don't own him, you have to have him. You have to have him. The amount of stuff he has and the amount of fun you can have with him. Limited articulation, yes, I understand that. But he so makes up for it in every other category. 100% recommend him. And honestly, it makes you wonder, who is number one? Who's the number one figure? Well, let's find out. Coming in at number one on this amazingly long list is the Mezco 112 Deluxe Edition Wolverine Tiger Stripe suit version. Holy hell, this is amazing. Holy hell, he's amazing. They somehow found a way to perfect collecting for a Wolverine figure. They didn't give him too many hands. They gave him only the hands he needed to have, and plenty of them, so you have many options. He has metal claws and bone claws. He has a screaming head, stoic head, angry head, shredded head, unmasked head, alternate unmasked head, a first appearance head, an angry first appearance head. He has two different belts with two different belt buckles for the other belt, so you can have different iterations of him. And his base is a fucking sentinel. His base is a sentinel. And it is electronic too. Did I forget to mention? So now all I have to do is press this beautiful button. The eye lights up. There's a glow in the chest. Obviously it looks like it's kind of broken up. But also his eyeball comes out because it's Wolverine. Why wouldn't the eyeball come out? And it flashes because, you know, an eyeball was ripped out. And you can stick the eyeball in there if you just want a subtle glow behind it. But yeah, and it's just a little button press, like boop. And what's funny is they didn't go just that far. They also went so far with it to have Wolverine claws all over the Sentinel, and they made it to where there's multiple ports all over the base for his peg hole or flight stand. I really don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, he has slash effect parts that are clear, so it looks like he's slashing through the air, slashing a bad guy or whatever. You know, whatever you want him doing. And he has the cowl to hang off the back of his neck. Like, come on. Come on, who doesn't own this already? This is the perfect Wolverine figure. He's absolutely freaking perfect. There's nothing they could have done to make this figure any bit better. He is short and stocky, so he's accurate to size with other Mezco figures. And honestly, it's just incredible. If you don't own him, you need to get him. I have to unfortunately tell you as well that Big Bad Toy Store has already sold out of this guy. I do frequent Big Bad Toy Store, that's why I frequently mention them. He is sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. Whether he's on other websites, I'm really not sure. But I would definitely go looking for him as fast as you can, because now that Deadpool and Wolverine has come out, he's a super popular character right now, and lots of people are getting on board with the Deadpool and Wolverine thing. He is definitely the figure that pushed me into the Mezco collecting thing, you know? Oh my god, I'm just at a loss for words. He's amazing. And honestly, this whole project I've been doing is based on how excited I am just messing with this figure on a regular basis. I could not be happier with it, and I think you would feel the same if you had it, whether you're a Wolverine fan or not. I wasn't that big of a fan of Wolverine. I bought this figure, and now I'm freaking crazy over him. So, that being said, we're gonna end off with a thank you to everyone who's been very patient over the past month with me making these videos. I did try to make the video sooner, but unfortunately there were some technical difficulties. I do appreciate everyone for staying on board with the project, being supportive. Hopefully the comment sections of these videos get super filled up with your top 20 or top 10, however you want to do it. And, you know, just share what you think of Mezco. Share more information about him if you have more information that it did not share in this mini-series. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos coming in the future.